So we're getting close to the hour, so let me already start introducing that. The next session in today's second day of the KubeVirt Summit, we have Joel Seguilon. Excuse me for your pronunciation. He will present us a model, sorry, a new driver for Ansible molecule for KubeVirt, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Can you hear me?
We can hear you very well, and
okay.
It's all yours.
Okay, so here we go. So hello, welcome to this session. I did not know this community since 6 months ago. Discovered the KubeVirt product, very, very cool. And as Damien said in the very first presentation, some usage that were not planned to be done with KubeVirt can sometimes surprise the team itself. So this is what I would like to present to you. So this is a new driver for the unit test framework for Ansible. So please be welcome. So I'm Joel Seguillon in French, 42. So that means basically this is the first device I used to do some programs, some code, saving on audio tapes. It was incredible. So I've done many things into IT business for 20 years. Most of them were related to programming or related to managing platforms. So this was a good way to be DevOps. So now I act as a freelance DevOps, and I work for ATEM, which is a French company that makes software and hardware for video broadcasting. So they use a lot of Kubernetes. And okay, so I love open source, Ansible, Kubernetes, and also complex pipelines, because as a DevOps, I many times go to CIs to help people getting CIs or CDs. Okay, so here's the background for the story. Okay, ATEM is provider for hardware and software solution for video delivery, conversion, etc. So this is a company that is shifting its business model from pre-configured hardware that you send by boat to customers to producing softwares with the form of containers that need to be run onto some types of Kubernetes clusters. So the company wants to shift all its business to Kubernetes, and as a DevOps, we wanted to make the CI pipelines also in Kubernetes. So we had a plan for this. We created some long-living bare metal cluster, Kubernetes cluster, because ATEM has got some great hardware. We also worked on making some tooling for the resource contract control, because we have many people that want to launch CI and get a bunch of CPUs, memories, etc. So we had to just schedule a little bit the pipelines. And when everything was okay, we had to explain the dev teams how they now should build their containers and test them into Kubernetes clusters. So this was not the best part of the history, because of course it's like a disruption for people who are used to launch, for example, GitLab runners with plain Docker commands, etc. But okay, this works. And there is still something to do. We have to migrate our own pipelines, meaning DevOps products. And okay, for most of them, it's not a real problem. But we have one tool that is handled by the DevOps team, and it's a supercharge of KubeSpray. So basically, this deploys a Kubernetes cluster, but with some customizations, some features that are not built in the Kubernetes. So, okay, that's not a problem. We want to test it and compile, etc., into a Kubernetes pipeline. So for the compilation, that's not a problem. For the testing, we have to do two things. We have to test the whole deployment of the Kubernetes. Okay, and we also have to unit test the KubeVirt roles and our own roles we had into the Ansible product. So those roles are related to some time synchronization, data plane, persistence, etc. Because we are in video softwares, and we need some more than a default Kubernetes. Well, okay. It does not seem to be difficult with the help of KubeVirt. So, okay, we brainstormed so many hours to find a solution for this. No, to tell the truth, we just went to the KubeVirt GitHub and noticed they were using KubeVirt. So, okay, let's do exactly the same thing. We create some VMs inside our Kubernetes cluster. And then we can launch our own product, Command Manager, to deploy Kubernetes in Kubernetes. Once again, this use case was mentioned by Damien at the very end of this summit. But the bad thing is that we cannot do unit tests inside the Kubernetes cluster. This is simply because the framework that is used for unit testing on Ansible rules is named Molecule, and Molecule does not have a driver for KubeVirt. So this was a deception for us, but we thought we may find some little workarounds. So let's check what does exist on the market. We have some other Molecule drivers we could use. If we want to run into a Kubernetes cluster, then we have to we could launch privileged containers, but of course launching privileged containers is not good in a long-living bare metal Kubernetes cluster, because this would break our own security rules. We keep our time to tell a developer we don't want you to use privileged containers, so we did not want to use this. Of course, we could use some external tool. We could provision some test VMs onto, I don't know, any cloud solution, or we could use some other tools like Vagrant or something like this. But of course, this is not building into the Kubernetes cluster, and also this is one more tool we would have to administrate if we add one more tool. Okay, so basically, we were on to something like this. We had the choice between creating security breach while introducing privileged containers, or maybe install Vagrant like I did already 10 years ago. True story. Okay, so here is my proposal. It seems to make sense. It's a Molecule driver for KubeVirt, so it's very, very simple. It just goes between the Molecule framework and the KubeVirt to create an SSH key for Molecule user. Maybe you remember Ansible is accessing the VM through SSH, so we have to create a key and create a user. We have to provision a cloud init config to start the VM with the provided SSH public key. We then have to create the VM, create a Kubernetes service to give access to the SSH of the VM. Okay, test okay. And if everything is okay, then the driver will just tell the Molecule framework how it should connect onto the VMs via the SSH. Okay. And when everything is done, when the test passed or not, then the Molecule KubeVirt driver will be also responsible to destroy all the resources, so whether they are the cloud init secret, the service, or the VM, so making everything clean after the unit test is done. I see the chat, sorry. I will take a look after. Okay, so let's get for a little demo. So I will just tell you that demo gods are against me. Today I tried again 3 times the demo before starting this and got no luck. So I tried again launching it. I mean, I don't know why, but this environment is very, very slow today. So this explains why I cannot go to the end of the test because, okay, basically it finished with a timeout. So anyway, this was the demo that was intended. I created a little repo for this. And in this repo, we can find a little README. Okay. So the README is telling, sorry, I will just give a little context on this. What we are going to do is to take Jeff Jelling, sorry, an Ansible role that is done by Jeff, that is a real well-known Ansible role maker. And we'll switch it to the KubeVirt driver. So this is just applying this little patch. Okay. Okay, so on this patch, what we will do, okay, first we will change the driver for molecule, and also we will change the default distribution, which in the original role is Docker CentOS image, and here I point to my own homemade KubeVirt image. Okay, so changing the driver, changing the default context, and we also have to add the become yes here. And this is a good point because when you unit test your roles with Docker, you are not on a real system. You cannot do sudo. You have some other problems with if you want to make some rules so that change the FS tabs or things like that. So with this, we are really connecting onto a VM. So we need to be root before this role is installing Nginx, and we will have to do some commands as root. Okay. So if we apply this patch, then in the source code, we now point to molecule. To molecule KubeVirt. But of course, launching a test in Kubernetes is not so easy. We have more things to do. So we have here, for example, we have to make a service account to give the right for the pod that will run in Kubernetes to reach the Kubernetes API, and also to reach the KubeVirt API. Okay, so I will not apply it again. And okay, we will have also to launch a little pod if we want to do the test. Okay, and for this, launching the pod, we of course need a Docker file. So this Docker file is very, very simple. It's okay, it's just here. I will just clean the screen, it will be much more readable. Okay, so we start from a molecule job for a molecule image. We install the components and we install, it's something a little tricky here for molecule, but we have to copy the role both because we have the context molecule and we also have the role in the same container, so we have to copy those both, no matter. So if we construct a container with molecule, with the source, with a service account, and okay, we can run a little pod like this, okay. Just a little pod telling we are gonna launch the molecule test against the image we previously built. So at this time, everything is cool. I already launched the demo before I started to speak because, again, my PC is very, very slow today and I really don't know why. But we can take a look. Okay. So here we can see that I launched the molecule test, and okay, everything ran okay till we get trying to access the VM. The thing is that the VM is booting very, very, very slow. So sorry, VirtSTL, sorry. Okay, so we have the VM that was started by the molecule test, but you can see it's really really slow. So it's currently injecting the SSH key. Maybe this will go a little bit further, but I don't think so. And okay, we have no time to lose. So I will just show you what we should have seen if we had some enough luck. Okay, I will just take a look here. So I just saved something that comes from my GitHub repo, because I just build everything into my GitHub repo. And this is okay. This is a good Ansible trace that show that, okay, if everything is right, coming here. Okay, so here is the instance that was created by the driver. Okay, was tested, SSH, everything is okay. And then here you can see the KubeVirt playbook is launched by Molecule, and this KubeVirt playbook will indeed install the role Nginx. And okay, we'll deal with I think Hume here, because we are with CentOS, restart everything and so on, check all the unit tests of the role. And okay, it will try again the role, because in Ansible we tried twice the test, because we always ensure we can run twice the deployment. In case of error, we have to run and run and run again. This is usual. And then at the very end of the test, okay, everything will be cleaned by the driver. Okay, so sorry again for this not real demo, but okay, I really don't know what's happening on my dev laptop. I think this is related to the green screen I have behind me. I just don't know. It's working, and it's doing what we wanted us to do. It's running Kubernetes. It's running, Molecule test in a full Kubernetes solution. Okay, so just some little words of what I would like to do with this. First, I would like to allow the usage of containerized data importer, which is a well-known component from the KubeVirt that helps you to import once an image for the VM and copy it over the Kubernetes cluster with the help of the CSI drivers. This might be some use case that could be very cool. I think if the SSH service is exposed to the external network of the cluster, then I should be able to run the test from my dev laptop and spawn the VM onto a remote Kubernetes cluster. And this would be so cool, because you could launch once a test and spawn every OS you want for testing your role one at a time, and get the result when your remote Kubernetes did finish the test. Okay. Something that is not up to date, I would like people to custom the Cloud Init section, but keep SSH credential. And I think I have a solution, because someone in a previous session showed me a way to inject the SSH credential without the Cloud Init. And I don't remember who was presenting this, but it's an incredible feature from KubeVirt I didn't know. And of course, there are some fixes, including there is no sanity checks right now, so the plugin does not know if you really have access to Kubernetes. Is KubeVirt the good version compatible with this plugin, and so on. But of course, this is homemade. I started this repo late of December, so this is very, very, very fresh. Okay, some little drawbacks on using this new KubeVirt driver. So the first one is that I think it's no good if you have short-living VMs, unless you really need to unit test a role that need really to do sudo things, or mounting some FS tabs, or I don't know, everything you can't do with the Docker driver, okay. But if you have Yes, David, exactly. And if you run this in GitHub, for example, you have short-living VM. So you must deploy a Kubernetes cluster. Here it's a kind, and you then have to build your molecule container, push it to kind, then launch the test with KubeVirt under CPU emulation. So this makes a very, very long pipeline, and also very long for the time. Okay, so probably overkill. Use it if you have a long-living Kubernetes cluster, but if you have short-living VMs, I don't think it was the point to install all of this and wait so many times before you get a result. And yes, also running the unit test in Kubernetes is complex because you have to get mostly all of the logs of the Kubernetes cluster. If you have a problem, then it might be related to the scheduler, but it might be related to KubeVirt components, or it might be related to your own cloud init, etc. So you have to get almost all the pod logs, get the events if you want to get readable output, and probably also get the console of the VM, because sometimes your VM does not start. And the only place you can find information about the fail is on the console. Okay, so it can be quite complex running Kubernetes, running the unit test in a Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so let's just take a look at the live demo. Is it now working? Hey, mate. Let's just take a look. If the logs are better. Oh, sorry. Hey. Thank you. Well, not so much, because I already had this point, and okay, DVM was created, service account, SSH access is okay, everything is okay, but DVM will take too long to respond to the fact gathering, so the test will be killed in, I think, some few minutes. Okay, just going back to the presentation. Okay, this is the end. So if you liked what you heard, so please go to GitHub and you can give a star. This is a great motivation for me. If people like stuff I'm doing, then I will, make progress on this. You can, of course, vote for issues or submit issues. Same thing for PR, sorry. And just to make things clear, of course, if this plugin is good enough, the goal is to give it back to the molecule community and make it maybe a standard molecule driver. As you may know, molecule community is not always up to date for the drivers. Many people are complaining that there are too many solutions and drivers are not always keep up to date. And maybe this one could be the only one with Docker, of course, Docker or Podman. But maybe we could get rid of Proxmox, libvirt, Vagrant, etc. if this driver is good enough. So thanks again for listening. If you have any question, I just want to thank the organization of this meeting, because it's, again, a community I did not know. And when I just proposed my subject, I thought I had no chance because so many people working for Red Hat and NVIDIA and etc. So thanks again for all the community. You're awesome. If you have any question, this is the time. Thank you. Oh, at least I think people saying me on the Slack that it's a good job. Thank you very much. Oh, someone is talking French. Incredible. I saw some mates. Hi, guys. Oh, French guys are on the chat. Okay, so if you have no question, maybe it's the good time for
yes.
you to close.
So in any case, you can always continue the conversation about this session on hash virtualization on Slack. There is a thread already open with a ping for you, Joel. Thank you very much for your presentation, and we will have a short break now, and in about 5 minutes we will be back with a discussion around the batch, a new API for batch creation or batch handling of virtual machines. So see you all in a few minutes.